Monsters. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making the last of the Mother's Day cards. Like, today is the last day because Sunday is Mother's Day. So, if you guys haven't already made it, this is your last chance to make one of these little bad boys. Look at how cute these are. We went ahead and we smudged some paint and we embossed the Happy Mother's Day and threw a gold little heart. There's also gold little dot accents that we also put in there. Whoa, calm down there. Calm down there, little crafty monsters. Getting all excited, huh? I know. So, this is what the sentiment in the inside says. It says, not always eye to eye, but always heart to heart. Happy Mother's Day. Aww. And we went ahead and we printed out the sentiment on my computer on Microsoft Word. And you guys already know that I do that sometimes when I don't have a lot of sentiments for certain cards, like for instance Mother's Day. Since I don't really do a lot of Mother's Day projects, I don't really have a lot of stamp sets. I have like one stamp set, and it was that one that we used in previous cards that we had purchased at Michael's. But since I don't have any other sentiments, I just thought I would run to the computer. Well, let's be real. Chubba didn't run. We walked very fast. So we walked to the computer, and we went ahead and we wrote it out on Microsoft Word, and we just printed it out because that was the way to go, especially when you don't have a Mother's Day sentiment. So anyways, these cards are really, really easy. I really love how these cards came out with the paint, all the highs and the lows. This one's actually one of my favorite, the way the paint came out on this one. So I really love how this came out. You guys definitely have to try it. Play with your little watercolors if you guys have watercolors. If Jesse could do it, Claire, you guys could definitely do it, especially because you guys could see the color, so you guys will be able to blend and mix and, you know, not make that caca water. I call it the caca water when you're watercoloring and there's so many colors and then it just starts turning into that mud. So it's just caca water. Don't be gross, Jesse. Don't be gross. But anyway, guys, so this is the little bad boy we're going to be making today. I know you guys want to get down and dirty, so let's get down and dirty, boo-boos, and let's make this little bad boy, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty, my little crafty monsters, let's get down and dirty and make these little bad boys, cause we are running out of time, my little crafty monsters, so let's get on the ball. So we are going to use this watercolor paper, and I like to use this when I'm going to do watercolor painting because it just holds the water a lot better. And so I'm just going to cut these down into card mats so that they could be the proper size for the card bases. If you guys need information on that, there will be a link on the bottom in the description for a tutorial that will explain a little bit more into details. So right here I'm just using some painter's tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and hold down these two pieces of watercolor paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and saturate these with water. So that's the good thing about using watercolor paper, is that it's so thick and it's meant for this, so you can soak it with so much water and you could play around with it and move around the colors and stuff like that. I mean, it's crazy. And then once it dries, if you guys want to add another coat to give it a little bit more darker areas, you guys could go ahead and repaint over these papers and it doesn't mess them up. So right here, all I'm gonna do is, like I said, I just saturated just the middle part of the paper. I didn't go all the way to the edges. I just left the puddle of water in the very middle. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just start adding the paint to this water and trying to move it around. So when it's kind of thick like this, you guys wanna just go ahead and bring in some water and kind of move it around and let the water basically work the paint. I don't know too much about watercolors and painting and stuff like that, but the little times that I have done it, this is the way it works for me. So like I said, I just go in there with the color and then I just add some water and, you know, I pick it up and I move it around and, you know, all that good stuff.
just to make it look like we're painters. We have to pretend, guys. So I'm just adding these 4 colors. I'm not really getting too crazy about this. I mean, it's just supposed to look like, blotches of paint. And so that's, I mean, there's no other, I mean, I don't know if it's called blotches of paint. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I actually like how this looks right here. Right here, it kind of looks like a complete mess, but I'm going to go ahead and move it around with the heating tool, because I like to do more of like the splatters and all of the, like if the paint is running and stuff like that. And also I'm going to help this by drying it a little bit faster, so we can go ahead and work on this card and not have to wait. Usually when I do watercolors, I'm not really going to use them that day on the project. So I'll always, if I'm going to use a watercolor, I'm going to go ahead and do it like the day before, because I like to let the paints dry on this glass taped up the way it is right here. I like to let them dry 24 hours, because then also too, the tape and the way it's holding them down, it kind of prevents the paper from kind of warping, because I mean, it is water that is added onto the paper. So all paper, even watercolor paper, has a tendency of kind of warping, like very, very little, but it will. And so to prevent that, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of the tape, and I will just, leave it 24 hours. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and add the heat. So we're going to try to dry this a little bit quicker. You guys are going to notice that where the colors were saturated a little bit more is where you see those highs in the color. And then where it was more watered down, you guys will see that it tends to get a little bit lighter. So, I mean, I don't know. I really love how that looks, because watercolors are translucent. And I love that about watercolors, is that it's so translucent that you can see all the details and all that good stuff. Anywho, look at me, I'm all rambling on, and I'm not even really a painter. But it's just from my own experience. Anywho, so right here, we're gonna go ahead and get some gold embossing powder, and we're gonna go ahead and emboss the word Happy Mother's Day. And so I'm going to do this in a metallic gold just so that it stands out. We will be adding some gold little dot accents here and there. Originally, I was supposed to add gold into the paint. You guys will see how I do that on another project, because I was going to do that here and I completely forgot. I was supposed to do it when the whole paper was completely drenched in water. It would basically just pick up the gold paint and it would move it around, kind of like if it was a marble effect. But I didn't do that. I completely messed up. So we just went ahead and added some gold little dots with a marker pen. You guys will see. And they're just pretty subtle. I mean, it's not a big old accent. They're just little accents of gold that we're going to add. So now that we have these little bad boys embossed, they are ready to be put onto our card base as well. This is where I'm adding those gold little dots here and there. And then I'm going to add this to my card base. Now, we don't have a sentiment stamp, so we didn't go ahead and do that onto the card base. Usually you guys would notice that I would always stamp the sentiment inside the card base first before putting the card together. But in this case, because the sentiment for the card is going to be on a separate paper, we're not really worried about that. So we're assembling our card. And just go ahead and add your glue. You want to hold down this paper because this paper is really thick and it's kind of warped a little bit because it was wet and then we dried it. And so holding it down will kind of flatten it a little bit more. Now we're going to go ahead and cut out these little sentiments. These are the ones that I printed out on my Microsoft Word. So we're going to cut these down to fit the inside of the card. And it's just basically the same measurement as the mat in the front of the base, the card base. And so just go ahead and glue your little sentiment in the inside of your card, and there you go. These cards were really, really easy and super fast to make. but they still look really, really cute. I mean, I like doing this with the paint. I think cards with watercolor paint they're really, really nice. I mean, that's just what I think. But we are gonna add a gold little glitter heart, because we have to add a little glitter heart since the sentiment inside is talking about hearts. And then there you go, my little crafty monsters.
Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make this little bad boy right here. I hope that inspires you guys to pull out your watercolors and your paints and start playing around with them, because you guys can make a really cute and easy little card like this with a bunch of little paint colors, whatever colors calm down, whatever colors you guys want to add onto your little card. I mean, they were easy and simple. I mean, I'm trying to give you easy and simple ideas, because little crafty monsters, we have 2 more days before Mother's Day. And you guys haven't already made a card. So I need you guys to get on it. Get on it, boo-boo. Get down and dirty and make one of these little bad boys. And then your recipient will be so happy. Because, I mean, who doesn't like receiving a homemade card, right? I mean, they just mean so much more. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little icon down there somewhere. It's the picture of me. And then once you click it, we become BFFs. And I know you guys want to be my BFFF, because then you guys will be up to date with all of my fabulous tutorials. And also hit that little bell icon, because the bell icon is the one that is going to notify you every time I upload a video, because you guys don't want to be missing out or fall behind. So that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, goodbye.